kind of prioritize today?
I just kind of got back in it today. A lot more contact stuff and scrimmaging and things like that. So the prior to, we were just a lot of 5-on-0, all both sides of the ball, special team stuff early, and then scrimmaging at the end. Yep.
I guess nowadays it's kind of rare to have as many preseason games that you guys are having, especially back to back. How do you excuse me, how do you try to utilize this, knowing that it's something that you typically don't have?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is 2 years in a row we've had a back-to-back, but we understand that we'll probably play a good portion of the roster one night and the other portion the next, right? So it's not really like you're trying to simulate anything or get anything out of it. You're just gonna get so many guys, 20 guys, which is good. We like having a big number. Um, Probably carry most of those guys all the way through. And then you're able to kind of handle multiple situations. I like it. We're going on the road again. I think it's different than just sitting in the Bahamas and practicing here. We got to go play and go in planes and practice in Iowa. We got shoot around in Atlanta. We got a film session in Boston, just like we were doing a back-to-back. Things like that to kind of, again, just build some togetherness and some bonding as we're out on the road here the next few days.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about Caleb March so far, like in the first couple of weeks, team?
Um, let's see. I think that he's got a really high IQ, right? Like he knows how to play, and he also understands. He's learning some new stuff, and he asks really good questions about what we're doing and what we're getting into, which shows he's got a high level of thought going on there. So that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
Defensively, continuing to build on the style that you want to play.
Yep.
What are you able to do now versus maybe at this time last year, whether it's because of personnel, whether it's because you're just a year ahead?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I think personnel makes a big difference. We're a lot longer, more athletic, and deeper, I think, so it gives us a chance to get after it and get after the basketball a little bit, and probably again we're probably got more stuff in already, again a week 10 days into it than we've had just scheme wise. We've already worked on a bunch of different schemes, and these guys are able to, again, I think a combination of athleticism, length, and experience lets you get some more stuff in. Yep.
How do you think a guy like Kyle is able, you have such a history with him, to kind of relay that point extra to some of these newer guys or some of the younger guys?
Really helps a lot. I think that what he does is probably speed things up even more for me. I'll be like putting in the basics of things, and he'll be explaining that this will lead to this, this will lead to this, and they'll get some of that stuff done once we start scrimmaging. Even though we haven't covered it yet, quite from A to Z. Does that both ends. Really offensively a lot too. He puts a lot of little wrinkles in, and he knows where those things are coming. You probably saw it the other night. He finds some plays. He finds some late passes. He finds some things that not necessarily are quite in yet that we've actually gone through, but he's been through them, so he can kind of advance things along on his own with the team.
I don't know if you saw the NBA GM survey that comes out every year, but Kyle actually got some votes as a player who could become a head coach one day. Is that something that you could see?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that he's got a couple things that I would think would make him a good coach. He really loves the game. He really studies the game. He knows the game, and obviously he's got a toughness level. Right? I think he could handle going out there to fight. I mean, I think that the instincts for him are when the ball goes up, he doesn't know any better than to compete. I also think that's a good trait to have. I could very easily see him being a head coach someday. I wouldn't want to play for him, but that's not true. I would actually.